I'm just working on washing the jars that I canned yesterday so I can get them cleaned up, labeled, and put on my pantry shelves. And yes, I washed my jars. They're all sealed. And that's how you tell, okay? You hold the seal right there. You know it's sealed. It's not going to break. I've never had, I should knock on wood, I've never had a seal break in the dishwater. But I like my jars nice and clean. I don't want any schmutz on them. I don't want nothing on them that can contaminate them. When I open it up, I just don't want that. I got to have them clean and shining and sparkling in my pantry. So that's what I do. I just wash them like my dishes. There. Now I just take a paper towel and I wipe the lids. That way they'll dry faster. And I can label them and get them in a pantry because of my freeze dryer's all done. I did rice, some minute rice, some brown minute rice, and I also made some homemade pumpkin puree with a pumpkin that I bought the other day, and I made a pie out of some of it yesterday. It turned out fantastic. So I wanted to see how well that would freeze dry. So we'll see that in a minute too. I'm just getting these all labeled and dated. And you don't want to forget to date them either. Labeled and dated. You don't want to forget that because you don't want to play a guessing game in your pantry. And we'll get these put away. And then I'm going to show you what is in my freeze dryer. I do have to I want to make sure that these are done. They look like it. And before I shut that down. Oh yeah, that's done. Oh yeah, okay. So we're going to defrost. Alright, we'll get these out of here and I'll bring you down and show you these. That's my brown rice I made into minute rice. We gotta open this up. Stay open, mister. And he's not gonna listen. Oh my gosh, wait till you see this. Wow, wait till you see the pumpkin puree I did. Now I gotta close that door and hit continue. And now it's defrosting. Now look at how neat these turned out. This is the brown rice, my freeze-dried brown rice. Look at how it just kind of falls apart. It's beautiful. I'm gonna put that, and I use a lot of this. This jar was full, so I got more to put in there. I'm gonna put all this in there. I use it a lot. I just put my jar in there and I'll show you what I do. This works out magnificent. I dump my trays. In a big tub. That way I can break it up a little bit too. Actually, I'll put these over here. Look at, friends. Here's my pumpkin pie I made with it. Look at. That's not a mouse. That was my husband tasting it. Isn't that a riot? But look how beautiful that pie turned out. I think I'll do a video on it and show you because it really turned out wonderful. All right, we just break this up a little bit. These break up so nice, and they, you know, to individual. And this, when you rehydrate this, you can rehydrate it with hot water, and of course it'll warm that rice right up. And it's just like minute rice, only it's quicker. I just got to break this up a little bit. All right, we're going to fill this jar. Hopefully we have enough room for it all. I don't think so. Yep, we do. We got just a little extra room in there. We got just a couple of little pieces here. All right. That is just enough room. That's how I store my rice. I don't put an oxygen absorber or anything in it because it goes, I use it up so fast. I love that stuff. And this turned out amazing. This stuff is awesome. This is that pumpkin puree. Look at that. Okay, this is not done. See it on the back side? We're going to flip it over in there, though. It has to go in again. So, there's ice built up on the back. See that? It sure did look dry. So, I'll just restart my, yeah. Same thing, both sides. They're a little cold. When you see ice and it's cold, it means it is not completely or freeze dried. So you need to run it again. So I'll whip this back in there and I'll put it on for more time. It's just kind of a nice day to be hanging out in the kitchen. I got several things I'm doing and I thought I'd just bring you along. Plus, we're going to make some white chicken chili today. And I'm going to show you, I've got to get my chicken thighs deboned and the skin taken off and get them ready for my chicken salsa rice casserole. So we're going to work on all that today. Only I'm not going to do the chicken and rice casserole today. I'm just going to get stuff prepped for it. The chicken anyway. I know I'm going to be busy this weekend because I have got to reorganize my refrigerator. Okay, those are chicken thighs I got. They're bone in and skin on. They were $1.69 a pound with the bone in and the skin on, opposed to boneless skinless was $3 a pound. Well, you know what I bought because I can bone them and skin them rather quickly. And then I got the boneless, skinless chicken breast. And that was, I can't see without any glasses on. Ha! I hate getting old. That was $3.50 a pound. No, excuse me. That's how much it weighed. It was $2.69 a pound. So, I've seen that higher. But that's what we're going to use. Some of this for the white chicken chili. And then I got a couple other recipes I'm going to share with you, freezer meals with the rest. So we're going to leave this in the fridge because we're not going to work on that right now. But we are going to work on the chicken. Now let me get a bowl to put that in once I am done. And I also save all the bones and the skin and the extra fat that I cut off for broth. Now I gotta find my big old knife. And these are Rada knives. People ask me all the time what kind of knives I have. They're Rada knives. And a lot of you might be old enough to remember the Watkins. And I think Watkins is still around. I don't think it's as prominent as it used to be years ago. But I went into, they used to sell knives just like this. My mother had a whole bunch of them. But I went into Menards. I found Watkins products in Menards. I was surprised. But these are Rada. And I get these from my Mennonite store. And I think the Amish stores sell them too. I don't know. You can probably get them online, you know. But that's where I get them anyway. All right, with clean hands you get in here, okay? There's a lot of people that want to, oh yeah, that's still good. There's a lot of people that want to rinse their chicken. I always smell your chicken, make sure it's good. Yeah, that smells good. They want to rinse their chicken. That's not recommended because you're going to be getting chicken schmutz all over. Okay, you lay it flat. Okay? Pull that bone out, down the side. There's your other bone. Okay. Get your skin. Peel your skin off. Just use your fingers to get it started. The skin and the fat. We'll get it over here. Alright. Cut off this little chunks of fat, because you don't want all that on there. I like a nice lean piece of chicken. And there you go. There is your boneless, skinless piece of chicken. And you always get this little chunk right here. And you can cut that right up. That's part of it. Oh. That's how easy that is to do. We'll do another one. You take the bone side up. Okay? Feel where your bone is. Just slice it right on the top of the bone with a nice sharp knife. And then you just work your way down each side of the bone. All the way down. Okay? Grab it with your fingers. Get your knife up under it. Cut that side. Kind of peel that side away. And you can cut that side off. And that's it. That's how easy it is to pull that bone out. Now this one has part of the rib bone on it. And we don't want that. We're going to peel this skin right off here. Easy to do. Throw it in your schmutz pail. We're going to cut this little chunk of fat off too. I don't want that on there. I use that, all the scraps you can use for some beautiful broth. Cut the end piece of that off and you've got a beautiful boneless chicken thigh. Okay? We're going to work on the rest of these. These are so easy to do. That's how easy that is to do. It didn't take long either, did it? It took me maybe 10 minutes. We might as well start on our white chicken chili. This, friends, put this down a minute. This is in my cookbook on page 81. The white chicken chili. See that? Pause it and copy that down. It's an awesome, quick recipe. So we're going to turn our burner on medium. And we're going to get a nice amount of olive oil in here because we're going to cook our chicken. Okay? And I am just going to cut this into bite-sized pieces. Okay? Perfect. I make this all the time. My family loves this. And it's so easy. People would say it's stupid easy. But it's good. Get this chopped up. And about that time, my oil will be ready for this to go in. We'll get this cooked up, and then we just add the rest to it. It's easy peasy. You'll love it. It might even become one of your favorites. And there's a lot of white chicken chili recipes out there. But this one is by far my favorite. And I remember I got this one from a friend of ours about 15 years ago. We went to visit her for dinner. And she was serving the white chicken chili. And I thought, oh my God, that's the best white chicken chili I think I've ever had. Let me wash my hands out. Anyway, I told her that has to be about the best white chicken chili I have ever had. And I asked her if I could have the recipe. So she gave it to me. She said, well, it's not a recipe I really got anywhere. I just made it up. But this stuff is wonderful. Okay. Our oil is good and hot, so we're just going to... Give me another knife. I don't want to touch the chicken again. I just washed my hands. That's ready. You hear it sizzling. Okay. Now we're going to put a little white pepper in this. And white pepper is wonderful. It's just a little, it's just a little more, turn this down a little. It's just a little more, hot. I should say spicier than black pepper. But it is good stuff. I can't see how much salt is coming on, so I got to keep track of that. You can take this works real good. When you rub the bottom, you can see it coming out. That's a good trick. Alright, we're going to get this cooked up. And while that's cooking, I got to run and get my spice. I'll put all my spices here and everything I need for it. I'll tell you that in just a minute. We've got a jar of Great Northern beans right here. This is like a pantry pull meal, really, with the exception of a couple. Yeah. We've got a jar of Great Northern beans we're going to put in here. We're going to put a jar of mild salsa. Now, you can use medium or hot. You can spice this as much as you want or make it as bland as you want. We're going to put a jar or a little can of green chilies in there, which you can omit if you want, but this is my friend's recipe, so we're using that. And you put a container of sour cream. Yeah, 1 container sour cream. So it'd be like a 1 pound container of sour cream. I'm going to put a little chili powder and a little cumin in it. And this is going to be wonderful. So I'm going to put the chili powder and the cumin in as I'm cooking it. So I'm going to do about a teaspoon of cumin because the stuff is wonderful. Maybe a little bit more. It's wonderful with beans. Cumin and beans go together like peanut butter and jelly, friends. Okay? And I'm going to start with 1 good heaping tablespoon of chili powder. Now it calls for 2 tablespoons, but we're just going to do 1 to start because it does get kind of spicy on me. And I can't take that much spice. Alright, we're just going to put the lid on that and let that cook for a few minutes. And when I get ready to add all these goodies, I'll bring you back. Okay, our chicken is almost done in here. I'm just breaking up a couple of these pieces that were a little bit bigger into smaller. My husband loves this stuff. Okay, that's got to cook just a little bit more. And then we're going to make some homemade biscuits to go with this. And I'll show you a real easy recipe. Don't even have to get your hands dirty. It's my homemade drop biscuits. Oh, they're just fabulous. Alright, I gotta let that cook just a little bit more. So you know what we'll do? We'll get all our stuff opened up. That's done. We'll get all our stuff down here opened up and ready to add to the soup. I don't know if I'll be putting all that sauce in, but I'm going to drain these beans. Maybe not. I think I'm going to keep the juice for the beans in there. But I might not. This is a pretty big jar. This is a 1.5 pound jar. I think I'm only going to put maybe 3/4 of it in. I'm not going to put all of it in there. You could if you want. She never specified on there. She just gave me a list of what she put in it, and I kind of went from there. Okay. I think this chicken is just about done. Okay. So with that, we're going to add, well, we're going to put it all in there because I added most all of it anyway. That'll be good. We're going to throw our green chilies in there. Save that for the recycling. And then we're going to put, I'm going to need one of these. I don't want every last one of them. I don't want that wasted. Okay. We've got that. We're going to get this mixed up. Isn't that gorgeous? Nice, thick, beautiful white chicken chili. So now, everything's cooked. So now you just want to warm it through. So now we're going to put the sour cream in there. We're going to get that mixed all around. This, friends, too, is a beautiful recipe for freezing as well. Now, I know a lot of people, you can't, well, you can freeze sour cream, but it doesn't, it tends to get a gritty, and it just loses its quality, and it gets kind of gritty tasting. But if you can it in soup, or excuse me, if you freeze it with soup or casseroles, you'd never notice the difference. You never notice a difference in the flavor. It doesn't lose any flavor being frozen. It just loses some of its texture. So you can freeze this chicken chili, white chicken chili. I am going to take what I have left over tonight and I'm going to freeze dry, because everything in here can be freeze dried. So I'm going to freeze dry it and save it for later too. Isn't that beautiful? Now, I want to do two more things. I want to add a little black pepper. And if I had fresh parsley, I would add that, but I don't have fresh, I got dried. So we're going to add a little dried parsley to this. A little bit more. That should be good. And this stuff is wonderful. Now, before it gets too hot, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to give it a little taste to see if it might need some more chili powder, because remember I only used 1 tablespoon. And that's fantastic. But it could use just a little bit more chili powder. So I'll put that in there. It's about a good teaspoon. And it could use a little more cumin. Another half a teaspoon of that. Okay. There you have it. Now, because everything is all cooked, all you got to do is just put it down on simmer and let it go until everything is heated good through, all the way through for you. So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to heat that through. Okay, so now we got that done. We got to turn that down on low, by the way. Don't burn it. We got that on low. We got that all cleaned up, or all put together. I'm going to clean up this mess, and then I'm going to show you how we make our drop biscuits to go with this chicken chili. This is going to be our dinner, and it's going to be wonderful. I got a package, and I think I know what that is. I'll tell you the story behind this. Remember when I had my chit chat, and I said, man, I just can't fathom paying $42 for a bread pan. So I was going to figure out a way that I could make nice sandwich loaf. So that I could make a nice sandwich loaf without having to buy a $42 Pullman pan. And I didn't think much more of it. I just thought, well, you know, I've always done DIYs. I always do my best at, you know, using my resources. Well, I got a little message in my PayPal, and I don't want to mention any names, but somebody sent me $40 in my PayPal and said, please buy the bread pan and make bread for us. So as soon as I saw that, I was like beside myself. I was ecstatic. I never asked for anything. And of course we all love gifts. It's like Christmas, you know. I'm usually always the one to be giving, you know, helping others. And when I got that gift of $40 to buy that pan, friends, I couldn't buy it fast enough. I was so excited. It's like, oh my gosh, so this is how people feel when a gift comes. This is fantastic. I love this. Absolutely. I used every dime of it plus an extra $1.42 to get this Pullman pan. And you know who you are, my friend, and I thank you so much because you absolutely made my entire Christmas buying me this simple pan. And I will make all kinds of bread recipes, and we will do this. Isn't that beautiful? Look at this. Oh, it slides on this way. Oh my goodness, look at this. Just look at that beauty. And it's 13 by 4 by 4, just what I wanted. So I found it and I ordered it, and my friend paid for it. She gave me that gift. That is going to make a beautiful, now look at the size of that. That's going to make a beautiful loaf of bread. I think my husband's got a loaf of bread up here. Okay? Look at the size. It's just a little bit bigger than this loaf of bread. It's going to make a beautiful sandwich loaf. And then I can give my husband good sandwich bread that I know what's in it. You know, a little bit healthier I can make. Oh, I'm so excited about this. This is just too cool. That thing is beautiful. So I'm going to set her. She's so special, I need to give her a name. We're going to set her right up here. And we're going to get her cleaned and ready to go. Because we'll make some beautiful bread. But in the meantime, I'm going to put this away. I'm going to have to give that a little bit of a stir. I got that way on low. Where'd my spoon go? I got my dishes done. Oh yeah. I can turn this off. Almost feels like something's sticking to the bottom, but I think it's just my spoon. Okay, we're going to turn that off. And I'm just going to set this off that hot burner. And that's good the way it is. I'm going to put that box there because I take that down to the recycling. I hardly have any trash. Our garbage is included with our taxes. So we can go to the dump every week for free. But I recycle, I compost, I feed my chickens, and a lot of times I just burn my papers because I use them to start my fire. So very seldom do I have any garbage. Mostly, and you know what's really sad? Mostly it's the little plastic tubs and the food, like the sour cream buckets. I don't repurpose those. I should save them because I got a friend that does, but usually I'm lucky if I have a bag of garbage in a week because I do all that. So it works out pretty good. Anyway, I know I have to take the, when I get something in the mail, if it comes with styrofoam, like that dishwasher. That dishwasher came with styrofoam packed all around it. The dump doesn't take that. The recycling plant doesn't take that. You really can't burn that. So that's really hard to get rid of. But anyway, let me get this stuff together. We're going to make some buttermilk drop biscuits in our cast iron pan to go with that soup. So let me get the stuff for that. Okay, I took our soup off because that's heated all the way through. I melted up a stick of butter. This is such an easy biscuit recipe. You don't even need to touch the dough. You don't need to roll it out. It's wonderful. And it's only 5 ingredients, so I'm going to show you this. I make this quite often. Okay, first off, I'm going to show you right here. It calls for buttermilk, 1 cup. Well, I don't have a cup of buttermilk, so I make the clabbered milk, which is when you add 2 tablespoons of lemon juice to it. That's kind of a way to make fake buttermilk. And it works. Okay? Rinse this off. Alright, so we got that. Now I've got, I want to make sure that isn't too hot. I've got some butter here. You don't want to take your cold butter and mess with this. At least I don't. I want to go the easiest way possible. This is the easiest way possible. Take your cooled melted butter. Make sure it's cool. See, just put your finger in there. Ooh, that's cool. Okay, put it right in that buttermilk. That cold buttermilk. It'll start to partially solidify. I'm just going to give that a little mix. Just mix it in there. Okay. Right into that. And you'll see chunks in it. While we're getting this ready, you want to stick this in the fridge. Just for a couple minutes to cool that butter off, okay? Works well. And I know a lot of people are saying you need the chunks of butter in there because when they melt, they're the ones that make it poofy and fluffy and create steam. Same thing with this. The little chunks of solidified butter that's in that milk will mix into those biscuits. They'll do the same thing, and you don't have to touch it. Okay? Whatever is easy. We're going to do 2 cups of flour, level cups. My husband loves these. You'll love these. It'll make making biscuits so much easier. Okay? You want to have biscuits with every meal. Husbands like that anyway. Families. Let's see. We want a teaspoon of salt in here. If you got salted butter, you're going to want to cut back on the teaspoon of salt. I'm using unsalted butter. And we're going to do a tablespoon of baking powder. Okay? Oh, I got butter fingers. Okay, we're just going to give this a little bit of a mix. Just to mix that around in there. Okay, I'll put this away while I get the butter out. You'll see it when I pour this. I should have kept my other rubber spatula. You'll see these chunks. See these chunks? Almost looks like tapioca. Anyway, that's what you want. Put that in there. We might need this, so we're going to put that right there. And just start mixing her up. You don't want to over-mix. You just want to mix till it's completely incorporated. And this works nicely. You get in there and flip that dough up and over and it's getting beautiful. Okay? Perfect. All it is. You don't want to mix it any more than that. It's going to be a sticky dough. You're not going to roll it out. These are drop biscuits. Get all the goodness off there. Okay. Alright, so we got that. We're going to set that there. Now I just take my ice cream scoop and I make great big gobs. And even though I'm using my cast iron pan that's seasoned and beautiful, I still give it a good spray. You want nice big gobs of dough on here. Right around there. You're going to want to preheat your oven to 450. Spread them out a little bit if you need to. And then this very last one will go in the middle. Okay. Oven's ready. It's beeping. Put that last one right on that middle one. Let's see, we'll do this one. Okay. The oven's ready, so these are going to go in the oven for 17 to 22 minutes at 450 degrees. Okay? I'm going to wash this stuff all up. Alright friends, I just pulled these out of the oven. They are gorgeous. Just take a look. Beautiful. They make wonderful biscuits. I'm going to cut one open. I'm also going to serve myself up a little bowl of soup. And then I'll let you see it. Oh, the soup is gorgeous. Look at that. Beautiful. Now we're just going to cut one of these. They come apart real easy. They're just gorgeous. Move my soup over here. We're going to cut this on here. These are steaming and hot. Look at that. On the inside, they're just beautiful. Wonderful. Take a look at that, friends. That is a beautiful lunch. The white chicken chili and the easy one bowl biscuits. So there you have it, friends. We had fun in the kitchen. I showed you a few things. We did some odds and ends. We hung out a little bit. Had a ball. I hope you enjoyed the video. You all have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you on Monday, hopefully with a bread video. Thanks for watching.